What's up?
Yo!
Back again.
Hey, how we doing?
I call this Season 1, Episode 3.
Dan,
who was
so
episode
far
2?
away from you, Dan. I feel like it's like a long distance call.
It's because it's the sports office, and we like to chill and relax here, and we spread out a little bit. We get comfortable here. That's how we do things. It's great to have you here. Glad you found us. Let's take another step with your viewership. Join in the show. All you have to do is throw it up there, fellas. Boom, that QR code right there. Just click on that. That'll get you into our Zoom room.
And free pizza, right, too, if you scan that?
We're working on it.
Yeah, okay.
QR code will get you into our Zoom room. Here you go, Matt. Let's come over here. This way. Here are the guys. They're working all the buttons. They're the ones that make us sound good. They're the ones that make everything work. You'll jump in the Zoom room right there. Make sure your camera's on, and then we'll get you on the show in just a little bit. Birchie Kid in the house. What's up?
What's up, fellas? How we doing?
It's good to see
Birchie. What a pleasure to be here.
Woody in the house.
I'm here. I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
Man,
Yeah, I
it's
would have
good
liked
see
to
you
have been
guys.
featured before Woj, but I'll accept the fact
Woj
that
set a high bar
I'll
last
accept
night.
the fact that he zoomed in last night.
Except that I introduced him as Biff Poggi. I think we had people going for a second, too.
I like
think
Biff.
they're like, wait a minute.
I like this.
Wojo! The Wojo Biff Poggi. Hey, tonight's show, we introduced the Birchie Kid. We already did that. Okay?
Check. I'm out of
We're
here.
going to talk some Lions. Both these guys
Yeah.
were in Allen Park today. We'll talk to them. Your Zoom calls after that. All you got to do, again, QR code, or just put in the meeting ID on your Zoom. You come right in. There's really no entrance exam. Tigers coming up tonight. We're going to talk about them. Jack Flaherty tonight. Need to discuss that.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Your Zoom calls again. Then I got a question of the night, which these two guys are uniquely qualified to answer.
Well, we'll
I
see.
can't wait for that.
We'll see
No
about that.
idea.
Oh,
what
my
it
goodness.
is. Boys,
Exciting.
give me the vibe in Allen Park today. You got an 0-1 football team out there. Woody.
You know what? Mad.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, they've a lot of the talk that was brought up today was about the narrative of, hey, you know, everybody thinks that this team has fallen off a cliff and all that. These guys are saying, hey, no, it's not like that. We know what we have to do. We're going to make the corrections. Taylor Decker today had a very involved explanation about a lot of things, including when Tate Ratledge went to, block another guy. He said Tate and him ran the same play, and three other guys ran different plays. Yep. He said it was difficult on the line because when Glasgow had his head down, looking under, guys are making all kinds of changes. So there's a lot of communication that needs to get figured out this week before next week. And Will, I think you got the same message.
Yeah, you play 17 times. You don't have a lot of time to figure things out. This can't be a long-term figure.
Yeah, you play 20 or 21 if all
we're looking
goes
for 22.
If things go
according
well.
to
Exactly.
plan. If things don't look like they looked like on Sunday, I'll say mad, but also measured.
True.
And refreshed. I think the players and coaches were happy to turn the page on last Sunday and get on to preparing for this Bears team. And the offensive line is keenly aware that they are the center of focus for this fan base right now. And I would argue for this coaching staff.
Yeah.
And I think Sunday's performance only exacerbated that. And I think for the first time, we saw the impact of youth on that offensive line, specifically in a really challenging environment against a really dynamic Packers defense. And whether you ask Taylor Decker or Tate Ratledge or Christian Mahogany or Penei Sewell, even Graham, there is a heightened level of urgency to get things right this week. And I think that begins by running the ball. Penei will be the first to tell you, I prefer going forwards to backwards. And it felt like too often against the Packers, those offensive linemen were going backwards. I think they'll play again on their front foot, especially in the comfortable confines of their own stadium.
Yeah, easier to communicate.
You know what? I think that there's also a little bit of regret because this could have been straightened out maybe if guys had played in the preseason.
Perhaps.
And there's a little bit to that. I'm not saying it's a lot. I'm not saying it's a whole lot.
Yeah, it's a
but, they might have been able to.
But devil's advocate.
Sure.
Looked okay against the Rams last year.
Oh, definitely.
Looked okay against Kansas City before that. Now, you weren't breaking in two
guys, right.
Yeah, which you're basically doing with Mahogany making his second start and Ratledge making his first start. So I get where you're coming from, and I'm sure that's something that Dan Campbell has thought about.
He admitted it.
Yeah, he briefly touched on it.
Of Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dan Campbell, some of the secret sauce to his success has been that his teams don't stay down long. It is probably my favorite statistic, and it has not changed.
Right.
Yeah,
they have not
bad.
lost 2 games in a row since October 30th of 2022.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Insane.
Yeah, and that streak's on the line this week.
Yeah.
And it is his ability to get these guys back up, which has led to that streak.
I would fully expect that streak to continue. I think you should be pretty encouraged if you're a Lions fan by the way the defense played in the second half and over the course of the game against the run. It's easy to overlook maybe the only positive to come out of that game. But as much as it starts on offense running the ball, it starts on defense shutting down the run.
Yeah.
And they did, from the very beginning, smother Josh Jacobs almost every chance he got. He only peeled off some yards late when it felt like the offense or the defense was defeated and the game was out of reach. But you have to like the way the defense performed up front in that regard, and that gives you some faith going into Sunday. So does the fact that, aside from that opening drive on Monday night, Caleb Williams did not look all that impressive. The Bears offense did not look all that impressive. And they were playing that game at home and still committed 12 penalties. I think when they come into the cauldron that is Ford Field on Sunday, it's going to be even more difficult, more daunting for Caleb. The defense, I think, should feast.
We're going to talk about those Bears. According to True Media Football, since the beginning of last year, Caleb Williams has 52 incomplete passes due to overthrow. That is more than anybody else in the National Football League by far.
Yeah.
Next up, Bo Nix, 35.
Yeah, and 49 of those 52 came on Monday night. in an odd twist of that stat.
But isn't that just
with Roma Dunze going like this down the sideline?
Isn't that just more of an extension of youth? Because usually young quarterbacks will overthrow guys going down the way.
I think with him, it's youth, it's mechanics. I think it's all the things that Ben Johnson's trying to work out. Now, obviously, that is a name that has come up this week.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson, a lot. Dan Campbell has been asked about that a lot. But one thing he said is, Ben aside, this team's bringing a lot of good players that want to win a football game, and he talked about that. Roll that Dan Campbell bite.
Look, they get good players over there, and he's got the system in, and it's about attacking the opponent. And we got good players over there
anybody
too.
in there?
And we're pretty prideful, and so we just got to play our rules, apply our rules, and make sure that we get it right in practice and carry it over into the game.
Now, one thing we know Ben Johnson brings is a bag of tricks, and it is fair to wonder if he might want to drop one at his old team at Ford Field on Sunday.
I don't really care about trick plays. Let's just handle the meat and potatoes of an offense, a defense, what we think they're going to hang their hat on. And let's stop that first. Let's worry about that. Let's make sure we're all on point, and we'll handle the other stuff with our rules. You got to have proper eyes, man. We give you those rules for a reason. And look, they may hit us on one. That's all right. That happens. Get back in the huddle and let's go to the next play.
Hey, wait till Woj finds out that we discuss meat and potatoes on this show tonight. He's like, I tuned in a night early.
It is the dinner hour. Yes, it is.
Hey, one thing, because I want to discuss those trick plays. If you're in the Zoom room, one thing you have to do, because we will put you on, but you got to turn your camera on. We got to be able to see you before we can't put a black screen up there.
That would be essential.
Benjamin? Yeah. Well, let's bring one in.
All right.
Benjamin, you're first up on the sports office tonight. Uh-oh.
Benjamin, where we at?
That camera. Where'd he go?
Maybe not.
All right, Benjamin was
Maybe
here,
not.
but Benjamin was gone. All right,
Benjamin Johnson.
All right, if you're in the
can't
Zoom
trust
room,
that
make
guy.
sure you turn your camera on because we got to be able to see you. There's Benjamin. How you doing, man? You're welcome to the sports
What's up,
office.
man? What's up?
I'm doing good. How are you guys going?
Good. Looks
So,
beautiful.
I was
Where
gonna
are you,
ask
man?
about
It looks
the
beautiful
Lion-
there.
It is really beautiful. The weather's beautiful outside right now.
Where are you?
I'm actually at my house right now.
Let's see more of your face.
Hey, can we come over?
Yeah, there we go. Let's see more of your face.
All right, man. What's on your mind?
Sorry about that. So about the Lions, and you guys were talking about trick plays. Personally, I think the coordinator Shepard should do trick plays against Ben Johnson, against the old offensive coordinator. See what they do think.
You talking about some exotic blitzes?
Yeah, exotic blitzes. Yeah.
Maybe rotate some coverages, that kind of thing.
Listen,
Yeah, bring Kirby on a blitz from
deep.
deep.
Tried to bring some guys against Green Bay. It didn't work real well.
No, it didn't. And
No, it didn't. I mean, I don't even think Aiden Hutchinson got a QB pressure or anything, to be honest.
He was given 2 quarterback pressures, although one of those came on Love's first touchdown.
The only 2 of the
pass
game, though, right?
To Tucker Kraft.
Yeah.
I think
They
had 6 total, I agree.
More involved or something?
Yeah, I think sometimes it's just they have to
it's
simplify it. You know, it felt like it didn't feel
100%.
like there were clearly a couple downs, third downs, where they dropped Hutchinson into coverage, and I don't think that's the play call moving forward.
No,
Hutch would be the first to tell you that.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Thank you for being a part of the show tonight. Hit us back sometime.
Yeah, come on back.
Us
I
on
will.
The Sports Office. If you're in the Zoom room, turn your camera on. Easy to do it. Just hit that QR code right there. One click, you're in the Zoom room, or just enter the meeting ID number and you can do it. Here's a thought on the quick plays.
Okay.
Lou Canellis in Chicago. We do our NFC North show every Tuesday. And he hit me up with, hey, Dan, you think Ben's going to run some of those trick plays here in Chicago? And I said, you know what? He might, but here's what you better remember. Trick plays are a high wire act. Because you're catching the ball, flipping the ball, doing all this stuff. And you saw the Bears try to run one late in that game, and what happened? Ball hit the turf.
I don't think the Bears are ready for the stumble bump or anything close to
They're
that.
not ready for that
No,
yet.
not ready for any of those trick plays. Let's just if I'm Ben Johnson, let's just let Caleb get used to everything that I need him to do. And, before we get into the exotics and all that stuff, there may be one that he might be holding on to right now, but I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be a 3 or 4 trick plays in this game against the Lions just because that's what he did.
Always had Amon-Ra in the middle of them, and that dude knows how to handle the football.
True.
And they only ran the trick plays, it felt like, when the offense was already operating smoothly.
Right.
It was in addition to how well they were moving the ball, not as like break glass in case of emergency measure. And so maybe
which was the case last night when Chicago tried to do that.
It was, and how
did
did it end up? Poorly. And so maybe if Chicago comes out and they're having success moving the ball, he feels the confidence and freedom to get creative. But I don't think that's the case, and I don't think that he'll revert to an emergency trick play to try and spark the offense.
It is going to be lit on Sunday.
You heard what Amon-Ra said?
Yeah.
You see on his podcast?
He said,
boo
him.
Yeah, we'll make this PC, but he said, we're booing the bleep out of him when he comes on the field on Sunday. I think Amon-Ra himself.
This podcast has different rules than ours.
It has much different rules than ours, but
it's going to be a call.
Excited for that.
Yeah,
I mean, this is big. And, this goes back to what you said before about them not losing back-to-back games. They have that history. So I don't think that they're going to all of a sudden revert to this team that collapses and all that stuff. There's a ton of it. A ton of it.
Thank you.
That says go to break.
This is what I get when it's time for me. I'm going long here. We're going to come back and talk some Tigers on the other side. We'll talk to you as well. Hit the Zoom room.
Yeah, more people
QR
in the Zoom
code,
room.
Or just enter the meeting ID number. We're coming right back with more of the Sports Office after this.
Yes.
Hey,
that was quick.
Come with me. Come over here. This is Z.
Hey, Z is the best in the
Z.
biz.
Tomorrow night, Z's making
Best
an
in the
appearance. We got
biz.
something planned. Wait till you see. Wait till you see.
I had
this.
no idea what that could be.
Wait
and I'm
till
afraid.
you see this tomorrow night.
I am now
All right, we
afraid.
got somebody on the Zoom. No name, just named iPhone. Hey, iPhone.
What's up,
you're
iPhone?
What up,
iPhone?
man?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
What's up?
What's on your mind?
The question is, do we think that that Ben Johnson's going to play some trick plays against us on Sunday?
You know what? I'm saying yes.
You think so?
Yeah, because listen.
You think Darnell Wright's
Ben's a
throwing a pass?
showman.
I think there's going to be
Ben's
one.
a showman.
There's going to be one.
One?
Well,
Yeah.
I truly think that the Lions are going to win. So I think with the Bears playing from behind, I don't think there's any really room for trick plays for them, especially with Caleb Williams looking a little bit inexperienced.
Well, the critic would say he had J-Mo
Ben
throw a
Johnson
pass when they were down in the playoffs.
The
last
critic
year.
would say that.
The critic would say
Yes.
that. I don't know if I would, but the critic might. But no, I think your question is one that everybody watching this game and walking into Ford Field is going to be thinking on Sunday. It's like, when's it coming?
You know what? Everybody's talking about Ben Johnson with the trick plays and the offense and all that stuff, but let's not forget, some of his deficiencies. Start of the second half, going into the third quarter. He was not good doing that kind of stuff.
How quickly we forget
Exactly.
him when he drops a little knowledge on us.
So perhaps he hasn't gotten rid of that. I'd like to see what he does in the second half against the Lions. And you know what? If they fall off again, put the hammer down and race to the finish. We may be seeing what iPhone is talking about, where there's no need for trick play.
That's when the Chicago media will say, Ben, you a little trouble in the third quarter there. Historically,
Right.
I'd like to know if he has Darnell Wright throwing deep balls in practice to warm up his receivers the same way he had Sewell doing that last year. That was the ultimate tell that at some point Panay was going to throw a pass, because every Friday practice began with the quarterbacks and then big number 58 throwing deep balls down the sideline to those receivers. And they wanted to break that play out against the Bears on Thanksgiving. Here's what's true about Ben Johnson. For all of the trick plays that we saw last year, he had 4 or 5 or 6 times the amount that he didn't show. As he once said, the well is deep. So he has no short. Oh, we lost iPhone? There's iPhone. That is an iPhone.
No shortage. You got all kinds of different colors.
No shortage of options.
Hey, man, thanks for calling. Thanks for being a part of the show. We appreciate you, man.
All right, I just want to say one thing, too. My grandma Grace has been watching the Lions for decades. I just want to say a shout out to my grandma
Grace.
All right, Grandma Grace. Grandma Grace, love it. Love you, Grandma Grace.
You're famous, Grandma Grace. You're famous.
Grandma Grace's favorite.
Grandma Grace, we love that.
I was going to say that was maybe like Ben Johnson in disguise, trying to get an inside look at the Lions, but knowing that Grandma Grace is there, that simply can't be the case.
Grace,
she's a real one.
Hey,
she's a real one.
Is this one of those games where special teams has a big effect?
I think, especially now with the kickoff rule.
Right.
I mean, you saw the Packers jump on one early. I mean, you got to be ready for that. And, the Bears had kind of a special teams gaffe at the end of that game when they didn't kick the ball either out of the end zone or
I think that was a Ben Johnson gaffe.
Yeah, I mean.
I'm telling you, the guy is not perfect, man.
Yeah, let me tell you something. If Dave Phipp tells Jake Bates to kick it out of the back of the end zone, it's going to the mezzanine. It's going to the mezzanine. He's got that kind of
if Dave Phipp knows that Jake Bates can't do that, he won't ask him to.
Hey, let me hit you real quick.
Yeah.
Tigers. We saw Casey Mize put up a nice effort last night. That was good. Jack Flaherty tonight. Anything yet? No. Jack Flaherty tonight. Man, they need to see some consistency out of this guy, because you're cruising towards October at this point. You got some work to do, but they need to see it.
These are the kind of offenses all year that kind of counterintuitively, Flaherty has pitched really well
Shut out
against.
Houston.
If you look at his splits against playoff teams and non-playoff teams, it's pretty favorable to the best offenses that he's pitched against. So this is another chance for him to prove that while the overall numbers are pretty pedestrian, he does, as he gives up a laser of a single through the second base hole, that he does pitch well against good offenses. And I think Dan Miller, as we have discussed for 4.5, 5 months now, the question of who starts behind Skubal in the playoffs remains unanswered. And it's probably a two-horse battle between Mize and Flaherty. And I still wouldn't rule out Troy Melton in that larger conversation.
I agree with that.
We'll see if that's someone that they want to tax in the postseason. But I would keep his name, if I were A.J. Hinch, which I'm not, but if I were, under consideration.
Hinch has always talked about Melton, though, where he doesn't want to expose him too much, and he doesn't want to just limit him to one start every 5 days.
Right.
So you want to get the best or the most from him. He might be your swing guy.
Yeah, I mean
you're still looking for maybe a 2 and a 3, like you mentioned. But, hey, the room for sample size is shrinking every day. So these guys got to get it worked out quick.
The other good sign, because we're kind of grasping onto anything at this point, Chris Paddock last night.
Yeah.
Scoreless in relief.
Stepped up.
4 strikeouts,
Yeah.
which was good to see, a guy who's had trouble missing bats really since coming here.
And no walks.
Yeah, and
That's
he's
the big
always
key for AJ.
attacked hitters, but when he's too often in the zone, he becomes pretty hittable. It was better to see that version of him last night.
Yeah,
which is why it was good to see Mize working the way he was. I mean, he wasn't just in the zone. He was working the bottom. He was working the corners. It was really good to see.
Yeah.
What? Go to break again?
I got another one?
Where's my sign?
I mean,
Where's my sign?
When Bobby motions,
sign?
we listen. Everyone knows that. He's laying down the law.
Go to break. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. Closing thoughts on this edition of the Sports Office. Hit us up on the Zoom. We'd love to see you before we get out of here tonight. Patient in the Zoom room. Kayvon, what's up?
Put him
Welcome
up.
to the Sports
Put him up.
Office,
Good,
man.
Kayvon.
Good to see ya.
Oh, Kayvon, I like it.
With the swag.
What's going on?
Put your seatbelt on.
Hey, you're
Buckle
on,
up,
man. This
buckle
is your
up,
time.
man.
Tell
Come
us
on.
what you got.
Yeah, buckle up first. That's good. Abide the rules of the road.
All right, Kayvon, you got to tell us what's on your mind.
Oh, I'm sure Kayvon is.
Kayvon.
That was just seatbelt advocacy.
We
buckle up here in Detroit.
Public service announcement.
Hey,
Mitch Luderman's
I'm
here.
going old school here. Watch this. Mr. T. Bust you up, man. Bust you up right there.
Is that what's going to happen Sunday?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Lou.
Lions. I'm going Lions.
Lutz, I know you're a weatherman, but you're also the office funny man.
Yes.
Tell us a joke, Lutz. Tell us a joke.
I want you to stop your grinning and drop your linen. Do that fast. I'm predicting a Lions victory Sunday. There you go.
There you go.
That's
I
it.
like that.
That's it.
And that wasn't a joke. That was
No,
serious.
that's the real deal.
That's serious.
He's a meteorologist.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
They're never wrong.
Let me tell you something.
Those guys are always right.
Meteorologists do it under pressure. Remember that. Remember that. Oh, right there.
Hey, what's Sunday's forecast?
Hey,
It's going to be good. 80 degrees.
Good tailgating day?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, I
man.
love it.
that's
80 degrees.
episode 3. I don't think we did anything fireable, so we'll be back again tomorrow night with much more going on. Birchie, you're the man.
Hey,
Rock me,
thanks
G.
for having
Great
me,
to have
fellas.
you
Always
here.
good to stop in.
I can't wait. I'll be in this
All
chair
right.
soon.
Thank you,
Hey.
guys. Thank you.
Grandma Grace.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
Grandma
yeah,
Grace.
yeah.
Shout out Grandma
Yeah.
Grace.
Yeah, man.
Grandma Grace.
Grandma Grace.
Grandma
to start the
Grace.
show.
Grandma
Time to do it.
Grace.
We'll see you again tomorrow night. Have a great night, everybody.